with what we have. So I'll call this meeting to order at 6:04. Through Wichita Fire, not here. Wichita Police not here to present today. So library. You're up.
Nina from Wichita Public Library, Children's Library here at Alfred and at the Walters Branch. We are excited to announce that the Rockwell Branch Library, located at 5939 East 9th Street, reopened today, Monday, September 8th. We're kind of having a soft opening, and then the grand reopening celebration will take place later this fall. More details to follow. Construction at Rockwell began on July 18th, 2024. To build an addition on the northeast side of the building that nearly doubled the square footage of the original floor plan. The second phase of the project began on March 17th, 2025, and it temporarily closed so updates could be made to the interior. New features of the transformed Rockwell branch include expansion of the children's area, adding on a teen space, large community meeting room, new drive-up pickup window, so they could pick up and drop off materials. They didn't have that before. Additional collaboration in study rooms, and then refreshed interior with new lighting, furniture, shelving, and art. Reopening at Rockwell marks the completion of all the remodel projects identified in the Wichita Public Library's 2019 to 2023 master plan, which called for the modernization of facilities at Angelo, Alfred, Rockwell, and Westlake libraries. Now that they're all complete, the library is eager to maximize the investments made into the facilities to deepen service connections and address pivotal challenges facing the Wichita community, like declining literacy rates and increasing social isolation. Also returning to the Wichita Public Library this September is our weekly story times after taking a break during August after our summer reading program. Every week this fall, all library locations except for Rockwell, because staff is still easing back into their new space, we'll host storytime sessions with options for different age ranges. Some of them are bilingual. Story times are a great opportunity for early learners to develop their literacy skills in a group setting, interpreting stories, sparking innate creativity and imagination within. The story times at this location at Alfred are Mondays at 10:30. We had one this morning. For a full schedule of story times running through the first week of December, please visit the library's online calendar events at wichitalibrary.org/events. New materials in our Library of Things collection will also launch in September. We are a Purple Line project partner with Comfort Care Homes. The Wichita Library is committed to offering more welcoming and accessible services to individuals living with forms of dementia to provide more easygoing and enjoyable opportunities for social engagement. As part of those efforts, and thanks to the generous donation of Comfort Care Homes, Wichita Public Library will have memory kits available to check out beginning mid-September. These kits can be checked out with your library card, feature games, puzzles, books, and more that are meant to draw out memories and spark conversations with loved ones. Memory kits are designed to combat symptoms common at different dementia stages, early, middle, and late, with multiple memory kits available for each stage. And then lastly, the Evergreen Branch Library and Community Center will host a Spanish language film series in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. Series of 3 award-winning Spanish language films with English subtitles will be screened throughout September and early October. Showings will take place on Monday, September 16th from 6 to 7:45, Saturday, September 27th from 3 to 4:45, and Wednesday, October 1st from 6 to 7:45. Register for a film screening by visiting the library's online calendar events at wichitalibrary.org/events. Any questions for me?
Congrats on the opening.
Thank you. Thank you.
This facility, it's beautiful. It's very well done. I drove by Rockwell one. And I love the art outside Rockwell.
Yes.
The cloud sculpture. It's really
Yeah.
good.
I haven't made it down there yet, but they're kind of frantic.
Yeah.
Opening today. So yes, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
I liked the thing I saw on the news here a while back when it was broadcasting Library Card Month and all that activities. I thought that was incredible. So
That's
well done. Well done.
to move that we were giving out. But if anybody wants to love your library, go sign their life.
They just free for the taking for people.
Yes. yeah.
They're
They brought us a
25
bunch of
bucks.
boxes for our opening and then we can select everything.
I did not know that.
There.
Okay.
Free for a limited time, right here.
Awesome.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
Okay, we will move on, Public Works and Utilities. I don't believe they're here for an update. Communications, are they here for an update? Wow.
The communications report is usually just a filed report, but
Okay,
look, what might pop in.
we'll move on to public agenda. There's no scheduled items. Is there anybody here today to speak about, mine's Kinley. Is there anybody here to speak about an agenda item that is not on the agenda? Okay, seeing none, we'll turn it over to Kinley. Kinley's the Chief Deputy of the Central County Register of Deeds Office. We're gonna talk about the Property Fraud Alert Program and some of the other services they offer as well. And Kinley is a good friend as well, so thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
And this is recorded, it's on our District 4 advisory, or District 4 page as well, and then we'll share your, like a video of this, on our District 4 page
Okay.
as well.
Well, I'm Kinley here, deputy for the register. Thank you again for inviting me here. I've been in the office since 2014. And I grew up in Wichita State. But the reason why I'm here is just to talk about what the Register of Deeds office does and the services that we provide. And one of the questions that we always get on a daily basis is what does the Register of Deeds office do? So our office, they're responsible for reporting, preserving, maintaining all of the Sedgwick County land records, and that's a duty that we've filled since 1870. We are truly a critical role. We are the trusted keepers of the deeds, the mortgages, releases, anything land. Without that, we wouldn't know who owned the property, we wouldn't have property history, and even the tax assessments would be uncertain. So we are the starting point for all of that. Our team is dedicated to make sure every transaction is secure and every record is preserved for future generations. So just like the slide says, we're here to record, preserve, and maintain. And go to the next slide. We are considered the filing cabinet for the real estate records. So I like to say that because it's easier for everyone to understand. We just record the documents. We don't do anything with transfer of ownership. So once it's recorded in our office, it gets funneled to the clerk's office and they're the ones that actually transfer ownership. Has anyone here had to file or research property records in our office? Yeah. So it's very important and our official records by those for convenience and protection, and by law, the original document is it stays with you while the digital version becomes the official record. Our commitment to technology doesn't mean we leave the history behind. In fact, we preserve it more than ever. Microfilm is still the gold standard for preserving the records, and whether you need to come in for research for the history of your property or legal, financial, or research, we're here to help you. The Register of Deeds stores the records into 3 main books: deeds, mortgages, and miscellaneous documents. Right now, we have all of the deeds digitized on the computer back to 1928. Our next big project is to bring all of the mortgages, miscellaneous documents back to the office, and we're going to get those digitized and available for the public to search as well. Right now on those, we're just back to 1968, but we're making some pretty good headway. If you need to search our records, you can call our office, you can go online and use our search product, or you can even email us and we will be happy to help you on that. For the core, we answer any request that the public has, but we usually turn it around the same day. If it's a larger request, then we'll communicate with you, but we're pretty quick about getting those records updated and sent to you. For our ED 214s, a lot of people don't know our office. We file those in our office for free. And that's for your safekeeping. It's not available to the public. And we, anytime you come in, we can provide you additional copies or your loved ones if they qualify for that. We also have a military discount program. It's a government issued ID. You can actually use this ID to vote. So if you needed another form of ID, if you're a veteran or a military person, you can actually go to our office and we can do that for you while you're filing your DD 214. And another thing that we do that the library also does is we file passports and get it sent off to the U.S. Department of State. We work by appointment only, so we do that at our East Kellogg location, but they also do our normal reporting functions. And the reason why I'm here is to talk about the property fraud alert. So we just upgraded to a new system. If you had signed up for it previously, you want to re-sign up for this. Property fraud is becoming more prevalent, especially from the East and West Coast, but we're also seeing these happen here in Central County. So if you own a property, if you know somebody that owns a property, if you have a loved one that's not technology savvy, you can sign up for the go to our website, and it takes 2 seconds, or you can even call our office to get you signed up. That's all I have for you.
Awesome. Yeah, super simple.
Questions?
Any questions from the board?
Yeah, on a property fraud alert. Okay, if you've got title insurance. That covers,
But people don't take title. It's this one, so we notify you the it's recorded in your name. So yeah.
okay, so anytime there's a document. For it.
Yeah. Notification, if you get a second mortgage, you'll get a notification. If you sell your property, you'll get a notification.
Okay, and if you put the property in a trust.
Yeah. You can actually, good point, you can sign up with the trust name as well. And if you have a business that you own with property, you can sign up for the business name as well.
Questions? I'll say when I served on the county commission, I had the opportunity to tour multiple times. And I pulled a couple of deed records of, you may not know the Obama family lived in Wichita. And I pulled all of the old deeds to figure out where they lived in Wichita. And it was all in District 4 in Southwest Wichita, were all of his family's homes in Wichita. So I use that. Is that a vault? I don't know if you still have the vault because you're in a new location.
Don't, yeah.
The vault, there's a lot of cool historical records to capture the history of Wichita. So I've used it to try to find about historical documents, and that's been very too.
Dalton,
Spoke with the Wichita Sedgwick County Historical Museum last week, and we pulled the land patent that Catherine McCarthy. And if anybody knows who that is, that was Billy the Kid's mother. So the only one to sign our but City of Wichita as an incorporated city. So
Dalton,
Yes.
you do know that Marlene and I used to own the Obama Mama house.
Oh, really?
Oh, my goodness.
That was our home in Riverside, was Obama's mother's house.
That's cool.
Wow.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
actually, it wasn't. The Historical Society wanted to put a plaque on it, and I told them as long as we owned it, we wouldn't let them.
They should probably lock that down.
Oh,
Okay.
that's too much.
Are you kidding me? There was no way I was gonna let them do it while I owned it.
Any other questions? Okay, Sina, thanks, Kimberly, appreciate you being here. Okay, now that we have quorum, thank you for Gentry, Gentry went to the wrong location, I think, we didn't communicate that, so that's my bad too.
That's my bad.
So
You have it on there, I just didn't look before
I did that last time, actually, and then I hear Stephanie's voice too, so we have a quorum to build the vote.
Yes, I'm here.
So people to joining. Okay, now that we do have votes, we're gonna hop back a little bit, just call to order. We'll start the pledge of allegiance because we skipped that, and then now we can approve the agenda in minutes. If you want to stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, is there a motion to approve the agenda for tonight? Pending changes. Thank you, Tree and Wally, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Okay, it passes. And then approval minutes, Rocks 11th. You should have got those emailed to you. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll think so.
Okay,
I'll
Wally
second it.
and Gentry the second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, the same.
Aye.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as an approval, June. Mr. Sawyer.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to. Police. Since you're here, we'd love to get a report, an update.
Hello, everyone. I'm Officer Tyler Cowles. I'm out of the Patrol South Bureau. This will be my last data meeting. Actually, this weekend I'm got to the effective, so. Just before I start, I need to say thanks for everything. Appreciate it. So. A little late, all the community officers in the area got held up on a perimeter situation out Western Bureau, so I don't think West Sea people made it tonight. They released all the other bureaus before them, so we were right down here, so sorry for being tardy. I brought statistics, they're on the back table if anybody would like to look at it, but looking month to month for comparison. Everything is down across the board, there's no change in homicide, rapes down 29%, ag assaults are down 15%. All the property crimes are down as well. The most substantial is larceny from auto, it's 44. The one increase was 20% on robbery, but that was 6 cases compared to 5 for the past month. So as far as for this upcoming month, some things that South Officer will be working on is the Open Streets ICT at the end of the month. We'll be there for security presence and then also to interact with the community. Back to school, some of the events has started back up, and last month I reported on being there to give some verbal education to parents with the parking situations on most of the schools that have little to no parking, and it's went really well so far. An update, there seems to be some miscommunication or possibly some people saying some information that's not true, but it's very clear if you have questions when it comes to dirt bikes, ATVs, UTVs, four-wheelers, they're not legal to be driven on the city street unless they have the proper equipment, like dirt bikes can, if they have headlights, blinkers, and registered insurance, things along those lines. Many bikes as well, ages 10 and up, they have to be ridden on private property. So if you want to do donuts in your backyard, I guess you can do that, but find a voiceable situation. But I just want to clear that here for the DAP meeting for the citizens who may have questions about that. And the only other thing that I'm going to touch base on is actually here for you, sir. Mr. Oliver, last meeting you stated that for like the past 3 months, you have asked and begged for information and more patrol in the West Bureau, which I'm not even a part of, for Kellogg, saying that you don't ever see traffic officers or anything along those lines. And I assured you, as the other officers, that you are there, it's maybe that you're not seeing. So the blue sections there in the highlighted, which anybody can have a copy of this, it's on the back table as well, is our hotspots for the citations. As you can see, there are citations being written from Seneca all the way over to Dugan, which is the most prominent area along Kellogg. So as I stated from last month, we are there. So just so you know, you may not see them, but it may just be the improper typing. That's all I have.
Well, thank you so much for following up on the requests that we have. It means a lot to us that you're following up and we appreciate that. Congratulations on your promotion. Do we have any questions from the rest of the board? Okay, any questions online? Okay, any questions from the public?
I did see Officer Perkins make it in here from out west. You got at least from the perimeter out there, so.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great
Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.
With that, if somebody has something. Hi, I'm Officer Perkins. I'm at Patrol West. We have. Here, this house right now. So I'm,
Real quick, sorry, I gave this gentleman the information about the stats about citation being written on Kellogg the last.
okay. So the main reason I'm here is if there is something out west that needs to be addressed or be taken to another community policing officer. Like I said, I was notified literally at about 3 after 6, if I could come to the meeting. I think the Officer Soto did email Brooke some information. I don't know if there's anything I can touch on. I know, and I'm sure, Detective Counts now, probably touched on that open streets is coming up. I'm guessing that's the 28th. We're gonna have some streets closed from Douglas to Grove. That wasn't covered. So, reference to Sims Park, we've done some special assignments out there. We have some people doing donuts, spinning kitties, whatever your term is you like to use in the area that you grow up. Out there, we've done some special assignments. Last one we did take somebody to jail and impounded their car. It's an automatic 72-hour impound. And we wrote some citations. We've addressed some drag racing. I don't know if it's on there. I haven't looked. I'm not going to say that. On K42, we've done that. We're going to do some more of those special assignments in the future in reference to the drag racing that's going on K42. We've done one in the past. And there's the stats, and I don't have them. We are changing our RTM area, which is where we kind of our crime reduction sitting in that area, for lack of a term. It's in the Delano area now. In the future, we're going to go out west on West Kellogg to the hotels out there. And like I said, it was really off the cuff for me to be here, but I wanted to be here in case there was some stuff that I needed to take to the west side or from other community policing officer. Anybody has any questions or anything, I can answer them, or I'll give you an answer whether it's right or wrong. Yes, sir.
Can you tell us where that situation is so we can avoid it all?
It's over, but it was at 7101 West Shade at Ridge, basically Second Ridge Road. It's over. It was due to a sheriff homicide that was down in Hayesville, and the suspect's in custody and they're clearing it out. So yeah, you guys won't run into anything on your way home.
Other questions on the board? Any questions? I'll get back to any questions online. Okay, questions for the public.
Are the gates in Sims Park doing any good to stop the problems there?
I don't know that they're up and running and being shut every night. I can tell you that the problems that we had and that we did the special assignment for was prior to the gates being closed at night. The time frame of that, I don't have Sims or Riverside, so I don't even know when the gates are shut, who shuts them, well, how long they're shut or anything. I don't have that information for you, but I can tell you that this special assignment was done before the gates would even have been closed. It was daylight out still.
Are you talking about the golf course?
Just by Cowtown, there's new gates that shut off that road to prevent from going in there. Like I said, they're shutting them, whether it's Parks Department, Police Department, Citizen. I don't know who's shutting it, when they're shutting it, or even if they're shutting it yet. I personally don't have that information. So, but I know that they're up. They are up. So.
Okay, no questions.
All right.
Wonderful, thank you so
You
much.
bet.
for
I
your-
appreciate it.
Thanks for making.
Okay.
Okay, for our next item, we're going to consider zoning case 2025-000.
Yes, good afternoon, Brad Etherly with the Planning Department. We are discussing zone 2025-00037 today. In this case, the applicant is requesting a zone change from LI, Limited Industrial, to the CBD, Central Business District, zone. It's a 0.25 acre property that's located at 825 West Douglas Avenue. Subject site is currently developed as a parking lot, has a small outbuilding. The applicant or the zone change is being requested to redevelop the site in a manner consistent with the surrounding properties. Redevelopment of the site within the existing LI zone would require a rear setback parking requirements, and it would not allow for any residential development. A zone change to the Central Business District would permit 0-foot setbacks and eliminates the off-street parking requirement. Since the subject site is located in the Delano Neighborhood Overlay District, any new construction on the site must meet the Delano Neighborhood Design Guidelines, and the applicant must adhere to any design and use standards outlined in the UZC. That also includes that certain uses are prohibited within that overlay regardless of the zone. The requested zone change would permit additional uses and reduce the setback requirements. You can see that table listed in the report. The character of the neighborhood is commercial. Property to the north is zone CBD, is developed retail shop. Property to the south is zone GC and is developed the retail shop. Property to the east is located or is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, zone LI, and is developed shop. And property to the west is zone CBD and it's developed with restaurant. A little bit of history on the site. In 1912, so it was platted as part of the Kelch resurvey of the West Wichita Edition. And in 2003, it was added to the Delano overlay. Site has access to West Douglas Avenue and South Hanley Street, and Wichita Transit does stop at the intersection of West Douglas Avenue and Hanley Street. If we go to the community investments plan, it's one with all the blobs, one more down, I think. Got that one right there. It is in conformance with the community investments plan. It is deemed appropriate for residential and employment mix, which is areas of land that likely will be developed or redeveloped. This is predominantly of a mixed nature. So we believe that this is an okay use for this property. It's also in conformance with the goals of the Wichita Places for People plan. It does conform to strategy 1, which aims to create walkable destinations that support the various neighborhood environments, and the established central core. Strategy 3, which is designed to improve the economic feasibility of commercial and service uses and the markets necessary to support them. Strategy 6, which is to encourage infill and redevelopment that is beneficial to the environment in which it is occurring. And then lastly, it is in conformance with the land neighborhood plan, which proposes the land use for mixed use. So we feel like this is a good project all around. We've done a CBD. So planning staff does recommend approval of the request. If we can scroll down to the pictures. Looking south, I don't know the pictures that well. So that's looking south towards the site, looking west away, looking north away from the site, and looking east towards the site there. With that, questions?
Questions?
I have a couple questions, since we do have a representative from the applicant. Do we have an idea of what maybe here, I imagine we're gonna construct a building on this parcel, or there's a plan essentially to keep it vacant, or?
No, sir. The intention, Will Hayes is the property owner now, bought from Bell Properties LLC, who owns the building obviously to the east. Will Hayes is no stranger to the Delano district. This is probably the 7th or 8th project I've been before you on over the last 6-7 years. He intends to build his office Stan Sheldon Architecture is currently designing an office building to set on this location for Will Hayes' operations.
Will he be, so we relocate from further down?
Yeah,
over?
currently he is east of the roundabout. He will move down to this location. I'll stand for any more questions you have.
That's all it is, it's just an office building.
Yes, sir. And as was mentioned by Brad, this is going to be reviewed by the Architectural Review Committee to make sure that the actual building, I would provide you with graphics of what that building would look like, but it is literally being designed now.
Well, he did a great job with the redesign of his property.
Just to the east across.
Yeah, the east
Last
of it.
time I was here was the bar and restaurant right across Hanley to the west. I'm sorry.
Got a question, probably more for planning staff, any parking requirements associated with something like that?
The CBD parking requirements would be dismissed, basically.
Okay.
So that's one of the benefits of having the CBD zoning. Considering that so many of the other properties in this area are CBD. And we do like to have, you know, buildings in this area kind of from lot line to lot line, kind of taking up the whole space. As the rest of the area has been in the past. But we would rely on street parking for something like that.
Okay, thanks.
And not to go back and forth, Brad's actually correct, that we are part of this architectural review will fill in what we call a missing tooth along that frontage. So again, downtown Wichita and Delana, this part of Douglas, I will point out that there will be 6 parking spaces provided.
Okay, great, thank you so much. Any other questions from the board?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
And then take it out to questions from the public, is that appropriate? Okay, questions from the public on this before we take any motion?
Are those 6 parking places on the property?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no other questions, then I'll bring it back to the board. We had a motion. John, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and a second from Wally over here. All in favor?
Right.
All opposed? Okay, and then I saw June and maybe Harry.
Yes,
online
yeah.
Also, and Stephanie. Okay. Got a thumbs up from Tricia also. Brooke, do we have what we need?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you so much.
Count once.
You can ask Brooke when we get to figure it out.
7.
7.
Or, yeah.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Stay dry.
Thank you all.
Okay, that was the final item for the evening. So now we're going to delve for updates, issues, and reports.
I will let you enjoy the rest of your evening unless you have questions for me. It's been relatively quiet sitting home, passed the budget, last meeting was 7-0, this will be 7-0, we're voting on strengthening illegal dumping ordinances on Tuesday. Noise ordinances, not necessarily for enforcement, but that we can prosecute more cases to provide more evidence for prosecution or for our law department. Other than that, there's really nothing contentious. Common consumption seems it's going well. I've only got positive reports. The police chief has confirmed there hasn't been any report, any problems, with it. Yesterday I drove by, or not yesterday would have been illegal to do that. Saturday I drove by and I saw probably a dozen people walking. A lot of them seem like they're on dates. It's pretty quiet. So any questions for me, either online, on the
Yeah, I had a mistake. I was late because I drove down the creek tonight in the rain. The water was over the curb and most of the way, especially in front of Riverfront Stadium. There was at least 6 inches of water across the street there. And I heard Alan mentioned before about the flooding, and it was flooded all the way from Market Street to West Street.
That's my ride home, or my route home. I also live there in Maples, my least favorite street in the city right now because of the flooding issues. I know it's projected in the CIP in into 2027, beginning of 2028. To completely redo Maple Street and to work on flood mitigation there because it has been a huge problem. Luckily I have a Bronco, so it's easy to get out of my house, but some cars definitely get stuck. I've gotten 3 texts from people in my neighborhood tonight about it.
Yeah, as I say, I've got an F-150, but there was a bus in the right, only thing driving in the right lane was a bus. He was throwing water over everybody's windshield, creating a hazard on there, and it was over the curb and on both sides when I came through there.
I'm very concerned about it, so, I know that's projected, there's not much we can do to mitigate it prior. But hopefully we're moving that direction.
Is there anything else going on? When I was on the Conway Spring Council, Carl, was the mayor, Carl Brewer, we were on a committee for Central Kansas Water there, and I haven't heard anything for years about that, but of course, at that time, we decided water was necessary for the future growth of Central Kansas, not only Wichita. And it seems like there's a lot of water that's gone down the river to raise the ocean here this year. And wondered, we've got any plans to do anything about capturing some of that?
So we control the dam, and we let it up or not based on flows. Right now at Cheney Reservoir, we're just trying to fill it up as much as possible. Is how we're trying to conserve it. We have the new water treatment facility that's gonna help with how we get water into our water supply and how we maintain water at a reservoir. So if our reservoir is high, we can treat more of the aqueous beds. So that should help with it. In terms of grander conversations, I can see if we still have that council. I know REAP, which is Regional Economic Area Partnership, is the conglomeration of all the local municipalities, and they meet often. Water's been the biggest topic, previous because of drought. I don't know if we've reframed the conversation of based on how much water we're having now. It was drought conversation, it hasn't really been about oversaturation.
Well, we were talking about lakes down around Dexter.
Okay.
A reservoir there, and it seems like, you know, a lot of this water that's going. I think, my experience is if they had a dam on a big ditch and retain some of this water in a big ditch, that many foot acres of water could be retained in a big ditch.
There's 2 municipalities around us. I don't know if it's public or not, so I won't say their names just in case, but there's 2 municipalities around us that are looking at building their own reservoirs. Which would be helpful, and hopefully that would capture some of that as well, if they can.
Can I weigh in on this topic a little bit? So last week, the Regional Economic Area Partnership that Dalton mentioned here, hosted an event called the Water Summit, where they invited a bunch of state legislators, a bunch of municipal elected officials, and kind of evaluated this issue of water. We're in a much different position now on water than we were 3 months ago, 6 months ago. But now is a really good opportunity for us to capitalize on the fact that we're not in a crisis, and figure out what we do more long term. So I think there are conversations at the local level, conversations at the state level about what we need to do to protect the future of this really important resource. And one resource that they mentioned is several years ago, the state developed a regional water plan. And they said that's probably among one of the best in the country. So I would recommend looking that up too.
Thank you, but I was not able to make the summit. We also had a meeting with our wholesale customers last week, and the mayor has a town hall on water. It's currently going on right now, actually, so that's not helpful information, but if you're bored now, you can head over to City Hall, and the mayor's having a town hall about water tonight, so. So it is top of the mind in a lot of conversations. We probably all need to be pointed in the right direction. I think we're trying to figure out the new direction to go now that we're out. Any other questions? Okay.
Okay, with that, I would take the motion now. Okay,
Motion.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? All right, thusly ending our meeting. Thanks, everybody.
Stay dry. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Have to